Hi, I'm Mindy. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my reading wrap-up for the second half of April. In the first half of April, I was reading for the Owls Readathon, and I made a video talking about the 5 books that I read for the Owls, and I will link that down below. But this is for the 4 books that I finished in the second half of the month that were not a part of the Owls Magical Readathon. 2 of these books I completed for the Half-A-Weenathon, and 2 books were in addition to the Half-A-Weenathon. I read 2 physical books, 1 ebook, and 1 audiobook. The audiobook that I read or listened to was Royal Assassin by Robin Hobb, which is book 2 in the Farseer trilogy. The Farseer trilogy is a series that I have really come to love. It's one of my favorite fantasy series that I've ever read, and I'm now listening to the 3rd book and enjoying it just as much. Oh, I do love Robin Hobb's writing. This trilogy follows our main character, Fitz, who is the bastard son of a prince living within the kingdom, and ends up being a very magical person with a lot of great talents, and where these talents take him. I gave Royal Assassin 5 out of 5 stars. The ebook that I finished the second half of April was Fall of Giants by Ken Follett, and this is the first book in the Century trilogy. Fall of Giants is a very long 900-page historical fiction that takes place from before World War I started until after it's over, and it follows characters from all over the world, including United States, United Kingdom, Russia, Germany, and more. I also really love Ken Follett's writing, and I loved all the characters, even if I love to hate them. I had so much fun reading this book, and I didn't know that military fiction was something that I liked, but this was a lot of fun. I liked it a lot. So I will definitely be reading the rest of the trilogy. The 2nd book takes place during World War II, and the 3rd book is during a more modern war. And now for the books that I finished for the Half-A-Weenathon. I had 4 books on my TBR I was really hoping to read, but one week ended up being just enough time for me to finish 2 books, but I finished 3 out of 4 challenges. Wait a minute. I might have finished all 4 challenges for the books. The first one that I finished was Interview with a Vampire by Anne Rice. This is the first book in the Vampire Chronicles, and I thought this was a great example of a very well-made vampire novel. So much atmosphere. So she does so well making her settings dark and eerie and her characters. And there was just enough of the gruesome and bloodthirsty that it was definitely a great read. This I gave 4 stars, and this book fulfilled the challenges of reading a book and then watching the movie adaptation, and I've just decided that it counts for black or orange on the cover because there's some black on there. Yes! Okay. And the second book that I finished for Halloween-a-thon is the Devouring Gray. Ooh, shiny. I do like that cover. Very cool. I don't know. There's lots of little creepy goodness hidden in those trees. So the Devouring Gray is a YA horror novel that follows a girl that's just moving back to a town that her family has lived in before for generations, but she doesn't really know anything about it, and some other teenagers there let her know that she has quite a destiny and an interesting place in this town that she didn't even know about. And there is this gray area that it will take people into it, and hardly anyone ever comes out alive if they go into the gray. And they've found some really disgusting bodies after people have gone in the gray. And I thought this book had a sufficient amount of creepy and gross to make it a really enjoyable horror novel, despite all the teenage angst and whatnot. So, yeah, I really enjoyed this, and it's one of my favorite YAs I've read in a while. I gave The Devouring Gray 4 stars. This book fit the challenges of reading a book with something supernatural in it. The gray is definitely supernatural, as well as the powers that all of these children have in the town. And it also fit the challenge of a book with a creepy word in the title. I said that devouring was a creepy word. So is vampire. And this book has something supernatural in it. It's, yeah. So that is how I did with the Halloween-a-thon and my reading for the second half of April. If you've read any of these books, I'd love to know what you've thought of them. If you like this video, you can hit like and subscribe, and I'll be back very soon with another book-related video. Thanks. Bye.